What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about a term that I actually discovered on a channel that I've been watching for a couple months now. I'm going to give credit to his channel down below. His name's Roll Double B, and he used a term called Introvert Maxxing. Now, the topic that he discusses about is kind of what I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years, and he kind of goes full in depth. If you really want an in-depth definition of what he's talking about, I'm going to post this video down below, and I just want to thank him for the video idea. But in short terms, introvert maxing is maximizing the benefits of an introverted personality by focusing on your solitude lifestyle and having deep focus on your goals and maximizing your focus basically in life. This also includes having a small circle, whether that's acquaintances, friends, relationships, just in general not having a lot of distractions. The term also applies to having quiet environments where you're not distracted, where you can really focus on yourself and your goals. And that's kind of where my life's been the last couple months. I've talked about my job struggles, my relationship struggles on this channel the last couple months. And overall, I kind of just wanted to go in more of my experiences with this term. I was always that quiet guy coming out of high school. I mean, I had a decent amount of friends, but they were like proximity friends, right? They weren't my real friends. I was just around them all the time. So we were cool with each other. And after high school, I ended up not going to college. I just really couldn't afford it. And honestly, I just wasn't interested. So I ended up taking a backseat in life a little bit. I worked a normal cashier job and I had fun. And I had thought that I had people who cared about me in my life early after high school. And it really turned out that I didn't. And it kind of took me the hard way on learning that. But let's just fast forward a couple years later. I've gotten my own car now. I have invested some money in the stock market. And I have a very good savings account. And that's not me bragging on here. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to have an ego trip here. But the last couple years I've done pretty well for myself, and I think that term intro maxing has kind of defined who I am right now because I've been so gung-ho on me that I've lost pretty much every friend that I once knew coming out of high school. Mind you, I've only been out of high school for just under 5 years now. And that's not to say that we had a falling out. That's not to say that, we were fighting or anything. It was just the fact that I knew what I wanted. I knew the space that I wanted, and sometimes people just don't fit into your life anymore. If you're an introverted person like myself, it's not to say that I don't like people, but I don't like certain environments. I don't like going out. I don't like causing ruckuses. I don't like drinking. I don't like drug use. I've just never been that type of character. That's never been me. And also what Raw Double B says is that people who are introverted, they try to be people that they're not. Most introverts will try to go out and they'll just end up failing themselves in the process. They'll go into bars, restaurants, and they'll just be completely awkward. And you know you're not you. You know that you're not this person, but you still force yourself to be. So basically, introvert maxing is capitalizing on your actual qualities as a person. I don't think there's anything wrong with being an introvert. I think society looks at introverts as, there's something wrong with you because you're quiet, you don't talk to people. I think the complete opposite. I grew up in a family of introverts that have owned their own homes, owned their own cars, owned their own businesses. My entire family to this point has been very successful with relationships, and we're just quiet, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's not a statistic that says extroverts do better than introverts. They might do better as far as networking, talking with people, but you can't tell me that introverts aren't successful. And how can you become successful as an introvert? Like I said earlier, introverts, if you're an introvert right now and you want to introvert max, basically, you have to build an environment that suits you well. You have to find your couple friends that really ride or die with you. I know who mine are. I know who my proximity friends are and who are my actual friends where I was like, yo, I'm in a pinch, I need you. They would be here for me. I think it was about 2 years ago. I spent a lot of time trying to make friends, trying to get back into old friend groups, and every time I would just be disappointed. Like, I'd be out and I would just think, like, why am I here? These people don't even care if I'm here. And I proved myself right because I said, let me not text anybody for a couple weeks. Let me not check up with anybody. Let me see how many people respond to me. You want to know how many people respond to me? None. I talked about how in September I quit my job and I was just going through a kind of a rough patch. And since then, I'm doing pretty well for myself now. I just got a new job. I'm going to talk about that in a couple videos from now. But you want to know how many people checked up on me when I went quiet again? None. Because most friends that you have now, they don't care about you. They're proximity friends. They only care about you for their own benefit. I think that's why us introverts have such a tough time trusting people. We don't want to be taken advantage of. So I guess I'm in my introvert maxing stage, which I'm not embarrassed to be an introvert at all, and you shouldn't be either. And yeah, if you guys want to watch some serious content about some interesting ideas, definitely give Roll Double B a follow. I've been following him for a couple months now. He does like the Call of Duty vintage content, and I actually really appreciate some of the stuff he says. He talks about financial stuff too. But if you guys got this far in the video, I appreciate you guys. And let me know what you think about Introvert Maxing.